I was watching the great David Goggins be interviewed on a clip yesterday, and he said something that struck me and reminded me nothing could be truer in 2024. For our young people, for our middle-aged people, even our old people. He was talking about society in general when he looked at the guy interviewing him and he said, "It's so easy to be great in today's world because everybody's so weak." Michael McLean, I am an ex-professional hockey coach, an ex-championship amateur hockey coach, turned 8-figure entrepreneur. You can download a free copy of my brand new book, 5 Ways to Unfuck Your Life in the Next 30 Days. The link is below in the comments, brassballsvideos.com. It's my free gift to you. 22 pages. You can print it off. You can share it. There's nothing else to buy. If you're like me and you need to get your shit together from time to time, this is the book to do it. The link is below, brassballsvideos.com. So Goggins said it best. I could not agree more. I work in sports now with children, power skating, ice skating from age 4 right up now to teenage age. And I've worked with teenagers with my hockey teams up until the last handful of years, age 16 to 21. And when I was coaching minor professional hockey for 3 seasons, I was coaching minor pro athletes from age 21 right up to age 40. Some guys had played in the NHL and were at the tail end of their career. Some guys were in their 20s and 30s. So that's my age bracket over the last 25 years, coaching girls, boys, every type of kid from every type of background, age 4 to age 40. And I have to tell you, in the last 10 years, and especially in the last 5 years, since the restrictions and the lockdowns and everything that happened, school closures, parks, rinks, everything closed down, small businesses, and what happened over those years. I have to say in the last decade onward, I could not agree more with Goggins than I do now. It is so easy to be great in today's world because everybody around you is so damn weak. Look around the people in your life. Maybe it's in your home. Maybe it's even uncomfortably in your marriage. Maybe it's your children. Maybe it's your teenagers. Maybe it's the type of environment that you have for yourself. Maybe it's family, friends, relatives. Maybe it's coworkers. Maybe it's employees. Maybe it's the people at the coffee shop, the restaurants, at church. But if you're being completely candid with yourself, you see what I see. Never in history has it been easier to be great than it is today in 2024. This is a message that I get ridiculed for, I get criticized for, I get mocked for when I constantly say and I preach that this is the greatest time in history to be alive. As I stand here today out at the lake, there has never been a greater time in history to be alive than 2024. That's not my opinion. That is a fact. We have never in history Never ever in history, even though we all love the olden days, I love the olden days, we've never ever had this much abundance, opportunity, and wealth, especially in Western society. We are awash in trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars. We literally are walking amongst rivers of money. And we just need how to step into those rivers of money to make a small fortune. But we have never ever had as much wealth as we have right now. I know this from living in Naples. I know this from living on the water in Canada. We are awash in trillions and trillions of dollars. We're also awash in, like never before in history, in opportunity. The days of making excuses about what college you went to, how you were raised by your parents, the color of your skin, your gender, where you live, the town you grew up in, the country you grew up in, all of those excuses are now gone. All of those bullshit excuses are now exactly that. They're not reality. They're fantasy sold as reality. Because of the internet, access to 8 billion people, because of the interwebs, and now because of artificial stupidity, artificial intelligence, we are awash in opportunity like never before. Online websites, digital products, artificial intelligence, virtual employees, book writing, Zoom seminars, live, not live. You can live anywhere in the world. You can literally live anywhere in the world, and with a good internet access, the world is your oyster. And we have unlimited education. We have unlimited access to know-how. Most people don't use any of it, whether it's YouTube, whether it's Google, whether it's digital libraries. Are you kidding me? Who needs college? Who needs to buy an expensive product? You can learn anything you want at your fingertips on the World Wide Web. So we are awash, you and I, in information and opportunity like never before. We are now doing business in a global economy. So we have no excuses. Thirdly, we are awash in abundance like never before. Abundance like never before. The abundance for me is physical abundance, mental abundance, emotional abundance, and spiritual abundance. Information like never before, money flowing like never before, people spending money like never before, opportunities like never before. If you can find a way to make yourself magnetic to money, magnetic to winning, magnetic to success, magnetic to quality people, what excuse do we have for not succeeding? It has never been easier to be great than it is in today's world because everybody around us is weak. I could not agree more. But here's the thing. You need to take that message into your kingdom, into your marriage, into your home with your children, with your teenagers, with your employees, with your tight-knit group of friends, and that needs to be the mentality. Victors, not victims. Champions, not chumps. Badasses, not bootlickers. And the reality is this, and this is my own thinking. You don't even have to be a full-time badass like I am, non-stop, go, relentless, always doing something, always, chasing the next dream, the next victory, the next challenge. You could be, in today's world, we have it so good. We have it so good that you could be a weekend part-time badass with maybe a part-time company on the side, or some side hustle, as the gurus call it, or a second business, or a digital coaching business, or whatever it is whatever your talents say, a secondary business. You could literally be a part-time badass, and you will kick everybody's ass in 2024. There is no excuse in the competition of business for you not to be running over these people. These people that you're competing with are fucking helpless. And they're fucking useless. And I'm not just saying the young generation that's coming up, the generation of entitlement, the generation of selfishness, the generation of victimhood like nothing we've ever seen before. I see the millennials, I see the boomers, I even see the elderly people acting in pathetic ways that I never thought I'd see in my lifetime. Utterly fucking useless. Can't do anything. And I'm so happy now, I'm so grateful that I'm no longer in the employee business. I used to employ 30 people in total with my 3 companies, 23 people in my insurance agency. My payroll was $1.5 million a year 5 years ago. I sold those juggernaut companies to get out of the employee business. I run this business with my business partner, Marc Andre, who's one of those rare, savage, badass 26-year-olds. They do exist. They do exist. But guys like him who are badasses, 26 years old, he's literally running the fuck over kids his age. He's the guy buying the house. He's the guy with the nice car. He's the guy with the bank account. He's the guy that's fit. He's the guy that's healthy. He's the guy that's going to have the home in Florida in 10 years. He's the guy that's going to be worth 8 figures. He's that rare, savage, rare badass, I call it in today's world, who can literally run over all these pussies, all these cupcakes, and all these snowflakes. And admittedly, my generation of parent, I'm 55 years old, my generation of parent is the worst generation of parent in history so far. The worst. My generation of cupcakes raising snowflakes. That's what they'll look back on my generation of parenting. A generation of cupcake parents who raised a generation of helpless, useless snowflakes. And I have empathy. I have empathy for those kids because they've been protected, they've been coddled, they've been deballed, they've been neutered, they can't think, they can't focus, they can't change a tire, they can't write a letter, they can't write in cursive, they can't add, they don't know the history of the country, they have zero mental toughness, they can't make lunch, they can't make dinner, they don't know anything. Useless. Snowflakes raised by cupcake parents from my generation. The good news is, and this is the message that you need to deliver inside your world every day, to your queen, to your children, to your grandchildren, to your employees, there are no excuses for not kicking ass and taking names. Sure, we're going to have our frustrations and our failures and our losses, but there is no excuse on planet Earth for staying down in 2024. We live in an almost frictionless society. You can literally write your paycheck. You can literally build the world of your dreams, and you can literally live life and do business on your own terms if you start doing the exact opposite of everybody else that you see around you. Everything that you see around you, from cell phones to AI to nutrition to fitness to time management to alcohol to gambling to pro sports to politics to news to digital dementia, all of it. There's only one thing in common. It's dead ass wrong. If it's popular, it's wrong. And it's all popular and it's all wrong. And it's going to take you right off a cliff. I live the opposite. I look around, I see what everybody else is doing, the average, the ordinary, the mediocre, the quiet desperation, the 99%, manufactured, mentally ill, and I look at what they're doing and I do the opposite. I do the opposite with my technology, with my cell phone, with the food that I eat, with the way I train my body, with the way I market, the way I approach my marriage, how I parent. Everything is the polar opposite. Everything I share here is unwelcome and biased to the 99%. They hate this shit because it's not what they think. It's not a shortcut. It's not a hack. It's not a cheat sheet. It's not an easy code. You want to talk about easy codes? It's never, ever been easier to be great than it is in 2024 because everybody is so damn weak. One last thing I'll recommend, start inviting and manufacturing. Start inviting and manufacturing discomfort into your life on purpose. Discomfort into your life. FIO. Start figuring things out for yourself. You don't need to be told by your cell phone or your car GPS where the ballpark is. Figure it fucking out for yourself. Use your prefrontal cortex. Read real books. Read real newsletters. Listen to podcasts. Eat organic, clean foods. Walk every day out in the sunshine and nature with no technology. Put the phone away. Date your wife. Drink water. Give yourself a break from microwaving your prefrontal cortex all day. And manufacture some grit in your life. Walk 4 miles. Walk 2 miles. Take your kid out and rake the grass and cut the grass. Do difficult and hard things on purpose. Do difficult and hard things on purpose. This is why push-ups and Hindu squats and lifting heavy things and walking in all kinds of weather, doing things that 99% of people won't do anymore. They won't even get off the couch. They won't even leave their house. You need to do the opposite. Manufacture some grit, some sandpaper, manufacture some discomfort in your life and figure things out for yourself. Use God's greatest gift, this muscle at the front of your skull, your prefrontal cortex. If it doesn't work, if you don't train it, like any muscle, it shrinks and declines. Read, study, meditate, journal. Build your muscle. And keep telling the people in your world that there's no excuse for not kicking ass and taking names, because these people around you, they're not your fucking peers. My daughter hears that every day on the way to school, on the way after in the truck, when she's talking about a friend or they drama at school or this person did this at the horse barn. And I just cut her off, and I always say, they're not your peers. They're not your peers. They're associates, they're school chums, but they're not your peers. They're going to work for you. You do this right, you build your life up, you pay the price, you learn the skills, you develop your talents, and they'll work for you. Not the other way around. They'll be useless, and you'll be useful. So even at the age of 11, I've got a seed planted in there. My wife has a seed planted in there. There's no excuse. We expect you to dominate. I don't care what you do. You can decide to be an artist. You could decide to be a musician. You could decide to be an entrepreneur. You could decide to change the world. Whatever, we support you and love you. But you will fucking dominate because you'll run over these people. They're useless. They're useless, and you're going to be useful. You're going to have some grit, some stick-to-itness, some integrity, some character, some mental toughness. And every day she hears that. It's never been easier. There's never been a greater time to be alive. We're awash in abundance, opportunity, and wealth like never before. So forget about the excuses and use this opportunity, the greatest time in history to be alive, use it to dominate and run over these other people around you. They're useless. They're useless. Focus on yourself. Focus on serving other people. Focus on becoming a little bit better every single day. No excuses. It has never, ever, ever, ever been easier to be outstanding, to be great, to be one of a kind, and to build the world of your dreams and live life and do business on your own terms. It's never been easier. It's never been simpler than right now. And it's because you're surrounded, absolutely surrounded, by people that are so weak, there is zero competition. Don't tell me there's competition for your business. You're fucking lying. Don't tell me there's competition for a great wife there is not. You're battling with losers, other losers. Oh, Michael, it's competition. It's hard to cut through the clutter now with social bullshit. Most of those people on social media, they don't know how to sell. They don't know how to communicate. They don't know how to work. It may be cluttered, but it's not cluttered with champions. It's cluttered with chumps. Stop hiding behind your excuses. There is no excuse because there is no competition. This is like having one team in the NFL playing in the CFL. You've never ever had more of a stacked deck. You've never ever had more of a loaded gun. And you know what I compare 2024 to? I tell this to my daughter. You're building a life so that it feels like you have an extra player on the field. An extra player on the field. That's what it's going to feel like for the capable person, the self-reliant person, the self-responsible person, the person who's got a life of autonomy and personal sovereignty. They're going to live life on easy mode. And 99.9% are going to live life on hard mode because they're so fucking weak. Look around, do the exact opposite of everything you're seeing today. Download my book for free, 5 Ways to Unfuck Your Life in the next month. It's my free gift to you. Put in your email. I'll email you the book within 5 minutes. Tear that motherfucker apart. Share it with other people. Take action on 1 or 2 things, and you'll have your life heading in the right direction within a week or 2. That book will remind you that it's never, ever, ever been easier for you to build the world of your dreams and to live life on your own terms, because everybody else around you, they're not going to download the book. They're not going to print off the book. They're not going to read the book. They're not going to do anything because they're lazy, they're entitled, they're depressed, they're unhappy, they're a victim, and they're weak. You need to do the opposite. Wise up, king up, smarten up. When the king doesn't rise, the kingdom dies. Do the opposite. Grab that book and take it seriously. Take it seriously and use it as fuel. Use it as gasoline to power yourself into a completely new reality. To literally build your own badass top 1% world, and to hell with the rest of them. Badassvideos.com below. I'll email you the book within 5 minutes. 2 words that changed my life, 2 words that'll change yours. Be relentless.